thinking about accomplishments we've had, I would say our biggest accomplishment is, finalizing our steering committee and getting our stakeholders recruited. And so that now we have our full membership and are really ready to get going on our project. So, with in that process, I would say thinking back some of our strengths and weaknesses or challenges we had to overcome. It started out first, obviously getting the steering committee going, and there were some challenges there as we were developing and things were growing. We lost a member here and there, so we got that those spots filled in. We have some members that now are very active, and we can keep this project going. And so then, of course, our next focus was turning towards stakeholders and getting those recruited. So we did a little bit of marketing, and we had to learn how to get a good flyer together. Our first flyer, I feel like, was a little too academic in the language, and we put it out there. We put it on our social media, primarily Facebook. Sent that out, tried to recruit from there, and got a few hits, and were able to select a few members off of that. But then after we had some help and looking at that marketing tool, we realized it needed to be a little bit more layman terms. So we did that, and it was a little bit more conversational in the language, and that definitely had a big effect on getting some hits on our website. So with that, we were able to get almost all of our 12 members, and then near the end of this year, we did one final push, one more marketing, send out over Facebook and to all of our groups, and we were able to get our last few members through that. So now that we have our full membership, the next phase of our project, we're gearing up to start having our training sessions on the modules, so that we could all learn the research process. I feel like the group that we've built is a pretty good representative of patients with CHD, of course, primarily adults. In the selection process, we really made a point to make sure that we got our geographic region, which is, part of our focus. We had some very qualified candidates, but we felt like they were just too far outside of our region. We also looked at making sure that we were talking about patients who are adults or are about to transition into adult care, because again, we had some qualified candidates that were parents of children with CHD, but very young children and still not quite what we're looking for. So I feel like we were successful in getting a good representation of the patients that we are really geared towards having the biggest impact on. So it's been an exciting year. We've also started working on our governance and how the steering committee is going to, share in the different roles and responsibilities. And so that's getting going, so that eventually, as we develop, we can take over a lot of the structure and leadership that is part of being in this group. But yeah, overall, like I said, I think we've done a really good job, and this it's really exciting to see how this new year will unfold with the actual research portion of our project.
I am a member of the Roundtable, and I am a CHD patient. I have 3 congenital heart defects that were fixed by open heart surgery just over 3 years ago. I had my surgery at Houston Methodist. Dr. Lynn was my cardiologist, and Dr. McGillivray was my surgeon. Had an excellent experience at Houston Methodist, and I will say that since Dr. Lynn joined the Houston Methodist team and started the adult congenital heart disease program, I consider that my care and the program and just the customer service there. I know it's not just him. I know that the Houston Methodist in general has really made an effort and a change, but I really believe that my care and the level of care has really changed there. And so that in part, as well as the fact that I just really feel that a lot of time and effort and concern for my health, my specific condition, the fact that I did kind of have a rare case and that I wasn't in crisis. I really was pretty healthy. And they didn't rush into surgery. They monitored me for about 7 years before they did surgery and felt like they had a really good solution to the issue that may not require many multiple surgeries in the future, and didn't rush into a big operation where other doctors and hospitals really were just wanting to do an immediate surgery. I really appreciated that care, and then I was able to go into my operation in good health, which is something that not a lot of patients do, and I recovered quickly and well. And so I really just felt like that whole experience, the way they approached it, the doctors came together, had a panel discussion, made a decision as a team. The nurses were involved, in the care and decision as well. And so I really felt that overall approach was positive and has contributed to my care and the comfort level that I have had for the past 10, almost 11 years now, with my health and the way that I've been able to live my life both before surgery and after surgery, and just feeling really comfortable with knowing that I was cared for, there was concern going into it, and that I could continue to live my life, in a way that was safe for me. And so all of that has really contributed to my loyalty to Dr. Lin and the program that he and his team of doctors is building, and has made me want to contribute to its growth. I am also on the Patient and Family Advisory Council that was formed to support the accreditation of the Adult Congenital Heart Program at Houston Methodist. And so that is how I found out about this. Dr. Lin asked me to consider serving, and so I discussed with Michelle Contreras and some of the other patients, and agreed to try and contribute to this project. I have a brief, I'm far from an expert, but I have a brief background in public health from working at a federally qualified health center. I headed up community outreach and did some marketing there. And so I have touched it and just seen how difficult it is to really get good care and reach those patients. And so that's part of what drives me to want to do this. And Dr. Lin has been telling me from the beginning, since I met him, that he believes that there's a large population of CHD patients out there that don't know they have it, or don't know that they need ongoing continuing care. And so, when he mentioned this to me, I was trepidatious about my ability to really help. I have a background in being a patient, and that seems to be what is needed. And so that is why I am willing to try to lend a hand to help. As far as how it's gone so far, I joined a little bit late, so I have felt a little bit behind the curveball as far as getting up to speed and trying to help. I had some ideas about how to recruit patients that I wasn't able to really bring to fruition, so that was frustrating for me. I haven't felt like I've contributed a lot so far. I'm hoping that some of the interpersonal skills that I have will be helpful when we get those stakeholders in place. I'm concerned because I'm not a minority, and I know that the little I know about research and trying to do research with low income and minority populations is that they really relate better to others, that they feel look like themselves, and I'm not that. And I'm really concerned about my ability to be a help at all, but I am here to do the best I can, listen to the training, and try to do what I can to address my shortcomings, and try to fill those gaps, and just do the best that I can. So hopefully the training and the consultants will help me learn how to do that, and I will be able to contribute and help this project out. I'm absolutely willing to do what I can. So that is that's where I stand so far. I'm nervous, I have to say, just about my ability to really serve in this kind of a role, just because, of my lack of background and demographics. But I am hopeful that the consultants will be able to lead us and guide us, knowing that they have done this kind of thing many times and probably have faced this, that they will be able to equip me with what I need. So I am also really hopeful that this program at Houston Methodist continues to grow, that by putting this kind of data in place, we can help them make the case for more funding more funding to cover the care of patients who can't afford it, help transport them here or build other programs, maybe branches or satellite care, or just be able to get care to people that need it over the long term. And I'm excited to see what it will lead to, over my lifespan and hopefully into the future.
Hello, I'm Rita Scoggins, one of the members of the steering committee. I want to thank you for giving me the privilege of being on this committee. This year we've had the challenge of getting other people to join us as stakeholders. We have done postings on Facebook groups that are concerned with congenital heart defects and various other ways to get the word out. I think we've come up with a very good list of people who will be joining us in this project. It's been a privilege to work on this and get things done. We've also discussed how this project is going to go forward and the steps we need to take to do that.
I'm very excited to be a part of the PCORI ACHD Stakeholder Collaborative. This is such an important project because it gives a voice to the patients. It allows them to guide the direction of research and focus on topics that are most concerning to them, topics that directly affect their quality of life. I joined the project in October, and I'm so proud to be working with such a passionate group of fellow steering committee members. We have a great group dynamic, and everyone brings their own unique life experiences and ideas. Two of our main objectives for the project this year were to put together a steering committee of 6 ACHD patients or family members and to recruit 12 patient family member stakeholders from the South Central Texas area or from underrepresented economic and cultural backgrounds. One of the challenges we faced early on was losing one of our initial steering committee members. Unfortunately, she was not able to commit the required time for the project. Luckily, we were able to find someone to take her place. The recruitment of the 12 stakeholders was a little slow in the beginning. We posted flyers to various Facebook groups with minimal response. We realized the wording on the flyer was not aimed at our target demographic. We redesigned the flyer, making it more easily understandable by someone who has never heard of PCORI or does not have a strong research or scientific background. After making the changes, we posted them again to the different Facebook groups and on Instagram and Twitter. This time we got a much better response. Another challenge that we faced this year would be time. There never seems to be enough of it. We have a lot of things that we want to accomplish and everyone has limited time. It's also been a bit of a challenge finding a meeting time that works with everyone's schedules. To overcome these challenges, we've been able to accomplish a lot through communicating through email in between meetings. As the second year of the project begins, I look forward to getting to know each of our 12 stakeholders and to begin training in PCORI methodologies. We also hope to secure additional funding in 2022 by applying for some of the PCORI grants.